Hello friends, good to see you again. First off, I am very sorry about the bad lighting I am working with today. I don't have studio lights, I am only using natural light, and today we have a really weird lighting situation outside. It's overcast and then all of a sudden the sun shines through and I get this really weird shadows back here, and it is what it is. We'll just make do with what we've got. So I hope you will survive that. Last time in my first podcast, sewing podcast, I did promise you that this episode would not be as long as that one was. And I can guarantee you that it will not, because I have been a very monogamous sewist this week, you might say. But first off, let's start with what I'm wearing today. This is a, I don't know if you can see that, it is a upcycling project that I did in last fall, and I have made it from this was a short top, like waist length, and with short sleeves, like, I don't know, like here approximately. And this blue one was a long cardigan that, well, I didn't wear it anymore. So I made this. I basically just cut off a few pieces and added them in together to make a new sweater with long sleeves. I really do enjoy sleeves that I can pull down over my hands, which is actually kind of odd because I am the kind of person who tends to pull it up like this all the time. So, but there you go. I'm going to try to get a better picture of me standing up. Oh, there's that sun. I'll try to get a few seconds of me standing up so you can get a better view of it. I'll be right back. So I don't know if you can still hear me, I hope so. It's kind of hard to show the full length of it, but it's fairly long, so it's mid-thigh pretty much. And this sweater I cut off maybe a couple of inches from the bottom and attached the blue on the bottom, and I lengthened the sleeves of the cardigan sleeves with the sleeves from this top, and yeah, basically connected it, and it has made a garment that I truly enjoy wearing now. And as I appear to be losing weight right now, it seems to be looking better and better each time I put it on, so it's that's always a treat. Yeah. So let's talk about what I have been sewing the past week. Like I said, I have been very monogamous this week, and I only worked on one project. I did not intend for that, but that's what happened. And I have not, in spite of us being like almost a third into, we are a third into February, I still haven't really started my February makes yet, my monthly makes. So I guess I better get started with that instead. I have been working with this. You remember the coat I was sewing? Last time I had basically the body was done. Since then I have added the outside of the collar, which has buttons for buttoning on a hoodie as well. Not a hoodie, a hood. I have also, in addition to that, I have set in the sleeves. Although what I first of all had to do, and this is where everything started to go terribly wrong, this jacket is so struggling. It's fighting me. The pocket, first of all, I set the well, first of all, it turned out that the zipper that I had for this pocket was too long, so I have kind of folded it up inside, and I had it was a bit tricky to attach the pocket to the sleeve because of that, but I managed to do that. But what I also did was I set in the zipper upside down in the pocket. No wait, the first thing I did was I had cut out the pocket in white instead of black. So first I had to redo that, and then I realized that the zipper was too long. Then I set in the zipper upside down, and yeah, and by then I just felt, oh, whatever, I'll attach the pocket as is, I'll make it work. This is not a pocket that one uses that much anyway, so I'll just attach it as is with the zipper bent in inside and upside down and all, and it'll just have to work. So I did that, and then I had to sew together the sleeves. Then came the really, really fun part. Not. You had to baste the sleeves to get a good fitting for setting them into the body of the coat. And this is a very, very stiff fabric. This is a cotton nylon 50-50 blend, which makes it kind of stiff. And it was really hard to make that work because it would just slide back to its regular position. Oh, I forgot, there actually happened one more thing. When I had to, the fabric was kind of scrunched up, so I had to iron the sleeves, and I blew a fuse in my house. So I'm telling you, this project is seriously fighting in every means possible. Anyway, I was trying to baste the sleeves for getting a good to set them into the body, and they would just kind of slide back, and I just in the end I just pulled out the basting thread and I just did it manually and managed to get a decent fit. So I'm happy with the fit of the sleeves. Then what happened was that when I was going to, I decided I wouldn't use my serger to set in the sleeves. I would sew first, and then I would go over with the serger on the seams afterwards. But my sewing machine somehow, I did like 2 stitches on the first sleeve, and my sewing machine suffered some kind of mental breakdown or something. Because all of a sudden it started to, it was like only every 4th or 5th stitch would actually attach to the thread beneath, and the rest of it would just kind of be looping without catching it into each other. And I have no idea what happened there and why that was. And so I sewed this sleeve 3 times, each sleeve, both sleeves, 3 times before I finally could get them set into the body. And by then I was really starting to lose steam on the project and really didn't feel like sewing that much. And I don't know if what happened with my sewing machine. I did try to sew on just a piece of fabric just to test it, and it worked just fine, so I had no idea what that was. And then because I did that after the first 2 times I had issues, and then I tried to set in the sleeve and the problem came back again. I don't know, maybe my sewing machine doesn't like my coat, I don't know. And I tried again sewing on doing a test on just a piece of fabric, same type of fabric and all, but no, worked just fine. So I have no idea what's the problem is there. So I kind of lost steam there, but I did still try to, you know, persist and continue working on this. But there's been a lot of other things going on, and I've had a lot of knitting happening as well. So I haven't done much more actually. I haven't really sewn much more. I have brought out a few more pieces that I need for the next step in the project and started, you know, ironing and stuff, and that's all. I haven't done any more sewing at all. So, which is sad, this is not what the result I was hoping for this week. I did want to sew a lot more. A lot more. Because I felt really inspired after the last podcast and you know, but no. So, but I did make some progress. The sleeves are in, the collar is on, we are ready to attach a hood. There are buttons here for that. Yeah, so I just really need to take a deep breath and just dive back into this, because I am going to finish this coat. That's all there is to it. It is a very good learning experience, and I'm thinking, if this coat is fighting me this much, all my sewing projects for the rest of the year should be just no problem at all, right? Let's go with that. So, this is what I've been doing this week. And I'm not going to be sewing on that project today either. I have a lot of other stuff that I need to do today. But what I will show you is, I think I mentioned this in the last video, I was going to show you the t-shirts that I have made previously, because the fabric, stack of fabrics that I show you with the kind of autumn colored feathers is going to be my next t-shirt project. And it is the same model I have made previously. Here's one. This is really like a kid's stretchy fabric, but I really love the colors of it, and I don't care that it's a kid's fabric. Really don't. So I am happily wearing this whenever I can, which is often. Really loving that. And it's a very easy pattern as well. No, I didn't bring it. I think it's, I believe it was a pattern from Stuff and Steel, where you, when you order the pattern, you order the size you want and you get a pattern ready, already cut and everything. So it's very simple, very practical. And it's a very quick sew. It takes, what takes the most time is cutting the fabric. The front and the back and the sleeves and the lining of the t-shirt, and I'm using the same fabric for lining the neck as I have in the rest of the fabric. So that is one. I also made this t-shirt. Now this is a favorite of mine. This is also a very stretchy fabric. Same thing, same pattern, and this was actually a fabric that I bought to buy a dress from, which I did, and you will no doubt see that dress many times in this podcast, because I wear it a lot. It is very comfortable, it is a favorite of mine, and yeah, I wear it all the time. But when I saw this fabric, I saw the fabric first and I just fell in love with it, and so I ordered a whole bunch of it. So I made a dress, and I had enough to make a t-shirt as well. And I still have fabric left over, so there will be more projects. I might make some pants, actually, in this fabric as well. I have made pants already in a similar fabric. I did not bring that. It's like a Dala horse fabric. It's the same that I have in my project bags. Did I show you those? Maybe I didn't. I will show you next time. Remind me, I will show you that next time. So I made some panties in that fabric as well. And yeah. And then the final t-shirt. And this, when I saw this fabric, it was too good a joke to pass up, so I just had to have it. So now I can look like $1 million whenever I want to. Love this one. And this one fabric I actually also made panties in the same type of fabric. Oh, which I did also for this. Both of these have matching panties as well. So cool. So I am loving those t-shirts. I will definitely be making a lot more of those in the future, for sure. And with matching panties and all. Well, that is actually all I had for sewing content this week. So short and sweet. But I would like to talk a little bit about future sewing projects as well. I have made this whole plan for this entire year. So I think I mentioned this as well last time. I'm doing my monthly makes, and I am starting, you know, kind of easy with the wardrobe basic essentials for February, and then I'm kind of stepping up my game throughout the year. I have a lot of things I do want to make. Everything isn't practical everyday wear. I was talking to my 15-year-old yesterday about Comic-Con and making costumes for that, which I would really like to do. But I find it's hard because I'm a bit older than the usual crowd that goes to these things, at least the crowd that actually do these things, that actually do the what's it called, cosplay and all that. But I'd like to do that. I think it's fun, and I love playing with special effects and making, you know, like a whole outfit of some kind. So I am thinking about doing that this year and just completely take the leap and go all in. But I want to find a character to portray that isn't the same thing as everyone else does. That's one. And the second thing is I want it to be something that I can pull off. I don't want something that it's like a 16-year-old girl, because that's kind of hard for me to portray. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, and I would like to portray something that I feel I can truly portray. And also I would love to make something that you wouldn't recognize me if you know me. I want to be totally disguised. I don't have to wear a mask or anything, but just makeup and special effects and, you know, and a wig and clothing and everything. And I want it to be so good that my best friend would come up to me to take a picture and not know it was me. That's what I would like to do. So we talked a lot about that yesterday, and we've been talking a bit about what's it called? Like the live role play thing, LARP, is that what it's called? Which is something I have thought about for many years, and thought that, you know, that would be really fun to do that. And I have a friend who's been doing it for, I don't know, 25 years at least, maybe more. And it sounds like so much fun, and it's something I think my 15-year-old would also really enjoy, and that both of us would like to get into, also to be able to make all the costumes and just all of that. So I don't know. I think my sewing adventures will be a little bit of both. It will be both everyday wear, and I will probably also slide into making different kinds of costumes and all that, because no, I won't probably, I will do that. I will do that for sure, because I always wanted to. Do you know Yaya Han, famous cosplayer? She has a lot of patterns available to, you know, everyone can buy them. And I have many of those I would like to do. And it's not something that you wear, like, it's not everyday wear. It's basically photo shoot wear, or Comic-Con maybe. But still, I still would like to make that kind of thing, and to do, you know, I could do a whole costume just for a photo shoot. It's totally the kind of thing that I would do. I have no idea what I would do with it afterwards, and I guess at some point I will just have a wardrobe full of adventurous, crazy costumes. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna do it. I feel so excited just thinking about it. I have to do it. Yeah, I have to do it. Maybe I could sell the costumes afterwards if someone would like to have them, or I don't know, auction them off or something. So yeah, I guess that's, you know, in knitting we are talking about dream knitting, what we would really like to make knit-wise. And I guess this is my dream sewing. I would like to make costumes of all kinds. I would like I mentioned, the wedding dress. I would really like to make that wedding dress that I talked about in the first episode, just to make it and to do a photo shoot. not because I want a wedding or want to be married or anything like that. I would just really, really like to make that dress. And I have so many costumes that I have like just made a quick sketch of, and I've saved it because I really want to do that. And I never have. I guess I always felt that I couldn't motivate it, or that I wasn't, it's not allowed. And the older I got, I guess the more I felt that, you know, I'm supposed to be an adult and all grown up and responsible, and you don't do that because you don't do that. But I do. I will. I do, and I will. So there might be some quite adventurous projects coming up here in the future. Not sure when I will be able to do that. I really need to get my business rolling properly first, so that I start making some proper money, so that I will be able to finance that. But once I do, I can't wait. I'm going to have so much fun with that, and I don't care what age I am on paper. Who cares? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it there and let this... it's a really short episode, which is what I promised you last time. Hopefully next time I will have some more content for you. I'm not sure how much I will have, how much time I will have for sewing this upcoming week though, because I will be going to the Sewing and Crafts Festival, which I will be building there on Thursday, and on Friday through Sunday I will be there all day bending. So very limited time for sewing the next week, but I might get some footage from the festival though to add to the blog, the podcast next week, and hopefully some sewing. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. So you have a really good week, and thank you for stopping by this podcast. If you would like to follow me on my other social media platforms, I will leave the links for those below, and feel free to subscribe to my channel as well, of course. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye!